Well, hello everybody out there in YouTube land. Obviously I'm out on the bike for a quick ride this afternoon on a beautiful May day. A Saturday afternoon, never the best time to go out on the bike Saturday afternoon, but yeah, as needs must. Grab the good weather as when it's there, really. So I won't be out too long because I've got a band practice this afternoon as well, so I've kind of put off the housework so I could come out as you do. So no plans to go anywhere special or anything like that, just riding the bike really and talking bollocks as usual. Yeah, no, I still haven't got tyres for the bike. Still riding on the square tyres at the moment. I need to get that sorted, like, gotta get that sorted, Mark lad. So at the moment we're heading towards a place called Dalston. Come on, people. It's 30 miles an hour. It's not Sunday. It's going to be a right scale up on this straight here. Bloody hell, look at the shite pouring out of that. He's got a little bit of a problem with his engine. Farmers have been out clarting up the roads as they do. Perhaps have a run up to Warnell Fell. It's quite nice up there, like, you know. which if you're a subscriber to the channel you'll know, because I do go up there quite a bit. Talking of subscribers to the channel, 330 odd now. That's like I say, I think I've said it before, it's humbling that people actually subscribe. I know it doesn't cost anything to subscribe or anything like that, but you know, it is quite humbling. I'd like to say a hello to Steve's Hornet 900. If you haven't been on Steve's site before, as I say, it's called Steve's Hornet 900. I'll put a card up. I'd just like to say hello to Steve and pray for a fast recovery. He's not too well at the moment after having surgery. As I say, if you haven't been there before, go and have a look. Give him his best wishes and everything. It's nice to be out in the sun and warm as well, because yesterday, I don't know what happened to the weather yesterday, but it didn't half go cold here. You know, we were having like 17 degrees and things like that, but yesterday it dropped down to about 10. Yeah, it was very strange. Very strange indeed. So I've got the jeans on today rather than the leathers. The only problem with this weather is flies getting on your camera. Oh, let's not go over here. Double yellows here, double white should I say, double white line. I was going to overtake, but let's get that out. Ah, my front facing camera's gone off again. I think it's time for new cameras, to be honest. Definitely time for new cameras. What I'll probably do is I'll unplug that lead and see how that does. I'll need to stop somewhere and have a bash at that. Could probably do with getting some petrol actually at some point. You know what, I don't think I'm going to bother going up Warnell Fell. I'm going to head out towards Silleth. I'm going to stop somewhere along here just to sort out that bloody camera. Look at all these flies. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day, so it'd be nice to go somewhere special actually, but like I say, I haven't got the time. Yeah, so what to talk about? Well, there's that much going on in the world at the moment. Bloody hell, it's ridiculous what's happening, what with Ukraine and stuff. And excess deaths is a bit of a issue at the moment. I'm not sure which week it was, but one week this year there was 2,000 excess deaths in 1 week in the UK. Yeah, it makes you wonder what's going on. Like, of course, the mainstream media and what have you, putting it down to people not being able to get to see the GPs and stuff, but there's been no investigation into it or anything like that, you know. And 2,000 deaths in a week, that's probably, well, I can't remember, like, but I think that was probably more than what, you know, how many deaths there were from COVID during the blooming COVID the pandemic and that. But 2,000 extra above normal, above the normal weekly average or yearly average and stuff. Now it could be something to do with the vaccine, with the I didn't say the bloody word, you know, with that medical procedure. I don't know, like, but it just seems unusual that deaths of and it's not just in England and Wales and Scotland and what have you, it's all over the world, well, in the Western countries anyway. Just seems kind of strange, like. And more strange that the mainstream medias aren't really touching it. And the likes of Andrew Brigden, MP for Leicestershire North, I think it is, got suspended from, well, not suspended, but chucked out of the Conservative Party for even bringing it up. Yeah, it's very strange. It's all very dodgy, in my opinion. Of course, these political parties, and I'm not just talking about one, I mean all of them, were telling us to get this medical procedure. Even in some cases threatening to take your job away, not allowing you to go to pubs, clubs, or go abroad, anything like that, forcing people to have it. Although they'll say no, it was voluntary. Like these mRNA medical procedures, you know, they're not like old vaccines, you know, where they would kind of crush up an old, you know, particular bacteria or whatever, you know, or use a different one to stimulate the immune response, you know, like in the case of cowpox, for example, which was used to stimulate the immune response to I'm going to stop here just a minute. Maybe sort out this camera. Yeah, but yeah, they're not the same as your normal don't say the word vaccine. Fuck it, vaccine, that's what it is. You know, like your vaccines against mumps, measles and rubella and that sort of thing. But, I guess it's been overheating, this thing, because we've been plugged in, you know. How much battery have I got? It looks alright, so it should be alright for the time that we're, what do you call them? But yeah, you know, and you think, well, have they been tested well enough, or just got the corner on that one there. You know, is there, you know, because you think the way that it delivers the spike proteins, I think it's spike proteins, can't be sure, like, you know, because I'm not a medical expert or anything like that, and I don't even pretend to be. It's just things that you hear, you know. But, yeah, they deliver the spike protein in like an envelope of something else, and then it's absorbed by the cells in that particular area. But if it starts to go to other areas, obviously it's going to cause an immune response. With an immune response comes obviously some inflammation, eh? Now if that happens in the heart, you know, it can cause things like myocarditis and that sort of thing, eh? Which is something, you know, I'm sure you've probably heard about, you know, people having heart problems as a result of medical procedures. So is that medical procedure, that intervention, is that staying in a localised area in the body, or is it spreading throughout the body and causing inflammation in, like organs? Like I haven't had a COVID medical procedure. I just didn't trust it. I just couldn't suss why they were literally forcing it on people, and when something's been fought, I'll tell you what I didn't do, I didn't check the camera for it's covered in flies. I'm going to have to stop again, clean the camera. Yeah, so I didn't, I just didn't, for me it just didn't ring true, you know what I mean? I just thought, no, something's wrong here. This isn't right. But what I did have, I had 2 flu vaccines while I was looking after my mother, and I'm pretty sure that has affected my health. Like I've had a bit of high blood pressure, and my kidneys weren't producing or doing anything or metabolising vitamin D for some reason, Sorry about this, by the way, I'm just cleaning off them flies, so as you can see. So I had to have a big old boost of vitamin E5, vitamin D5, whatever it is, vitamin D. And I've been having to take vitamins since, to keep it up. So, you know what I mean? You kind of think, was that vaccine an mRNA vaccine, or what? But I'd like to find out. To see whether that's caused any problems or anything, Come on! I know it went, but my bike's going to be overheating in a minute. Up to 97 degrees centigrade. Way, man. Now this is Wigton, Smelly Town as it's known in Carlisle. It's called Smelly Town because of the plastics factory that's here. It stinks like sometimes. They make the film. Well, it's a film. They make films. Things like. Well, one of the things that they make is the film for the new money. That plastic money. Away. Car coming up behind us, that should change it hopefully. bloody time. Yep. Smell the factory. It's a horrible, like, insipid smell, like. Probably stop the petrol there, but probably got enough to get up towards Sillis and back. As long as I don't go ragging it. He says doing 37 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. That smell. Not nice. That's the factory there in Over. Kids want us to rev the bike. Yeah, so we'll head out towards Sillis. I'll probably just go as far as Abbey town and come back via Newton Arlosh and what have you. Ice cream van, hey. Oh, get a bit of cramp in me thigh there. To have a stand up. Oh, there you go. Better. it's a wonderful day, very nice. It's not mega warm or anything, but it's, you know, warm enough. Say maybe back to 17 degrees or something like that. That church that I visited last time, Newton Arlosh, I was reading about the history of it. That church was actually originally supposed to be built in Skimberness, near Silloth, to serve the port there, which was used by Edward I in his invasions of southwest Scotland. But the village got washed away. The original village of Skimberness and the port was washed away, so the church was never built. And I think the people of Skimberness settled in Newton Arlosh. Now Newton Arlosh pretty much means a new town on the marsh. You know, although it's, well, I wouldn't say it's far away, it's maybe, as the crow flies, maybe 10 miles away from Skimberness. But the monies that were already allocated for that church in Skimberness were given to Newton Arlosh, and that's why the church was built there. It was quite an interesting history, though. You know, later years, especially after the dissolution of the monasteries and what have you, the history of it just becomes, you know, nothing. You know what I mean? It falls into disrepair and what have you. And it's not until it gets repaired where the history starts to pick up again, you know. But really, you know, quite an interesting history. God, this road is awful. Like, this particular part of the road, you know, it's bouncy as anything. It always has been, you know. It's a nice church, that, though. Like I say, a lot of the churches around here are fortified. You know, well, the ones that remain. You know, if you look at Rough by Sands, that's another thing that does my head in, eh? Everywhere on the internet, there's people talking about Rough by Sands, and they all call it Burr by Sands. Burr by Sands. There's the what do you call it? What do they call them again? The jackals or the jokers, whatever they're called. They have a clubhouse on Silloth airfield. Yeah, It's Bruff, although it is spelt Brugh. It's Bruff by Sands, people. If you ever hear them say Bur by Sands, you know, when they're referring to the Bur by Sands or the Bruff by Sands spaceman, or the place where Edward I died, whatever, it's Bruff by Sands. It's pronounced Bruff. This road isn't still closed, is it? Chief. And this here, this is the old Abbey of Holme Cultram. Again, knackered by the dissolution of the monasteries, and it became a church, what was left of it. Cyclists are out. You can't blame them in this weather. I'm still thinking about another motorbike. Like, I know I love this bike, and I really do love this bike, but I am thinking of getting another bike. There was a lovely Katana on Auto Trader at the moment, and it's in Skull Bandit colours. Bloody gorgeous looking bike, eh? Second hand though, obviously, you know what I mean, but because it's a 2021 model, I probably wouldn't buy it, because if I was going to buy another Katana, it would be the 2022 and onwards one, just because of this quick shifter and all that sort of carry on, and the rider modes and blah de blah, you know, the electronic throttle and what have you, you know. Or the ride-by-wire, whatever you want to call it. Aye, but it looked absolutely stunning in Skull Bandit racing colours, like, it really did. Now I don't know if it's still on Auto Trader, but have a look, you'll see what I mean. Beautiful. I really did enjoy having the Katana when I had it, like, and of course, as you know, I'm a bit of a Suzuki fanboy, like. But another bike I was kind of looking at, which is in my local dealer, KC Superbikes, there's a Indian FTR 1200 carbon that looks very nice. But expensive. We are in Newton Arlosh. Might have a stop outside the church actually and grab a cigarette, clean up the lenses. I'm sure if they're anything like my visor at the moment, you can probably see a bugger all. Yeah, but that FTR, it looks really nice looking bike. But I'm still umming about the blooming Ducati, you know what I mean? So I'll probably stick with this, like, don't get us wrong, but you know, I'll probably have to test ride them. Well, the Ducati and the Indian. And I really did enjoy the whatchamacallit, the Katana. Lovely bike. The only thing wrong with it was really the tank range more than anything. Not that that's a big deal, you know what I mean. All you need to do is fill the bloody thing up a little bit more often. Yeah. Right chaps, I'm going to have a smoke and I'll get back to you shortly. So, take care. Right. We are back. Talking to an old gentleman there who was doing the gardening when I arrived. He's away now, like, but he used to work at the railway station at Kirkbride, which is no longer there anymore. He used to be part of the Carlisle to Silleth line, which was closed down the year I was born, 1964. Part of the Beechin's axe. Shame. Of course, it used to serve the airfields around here as well. Of course, I assume when they closed down, the likes of Anthorn and Kirkbride, they you know, there wouldn't be as much goods and stuff. Yeah, so when you think you've got thousands of people on an air base, you know, the goods have to get there somehow, as well as all the big stuff. You know, there'll be stuff like milk and, you know, stuff like that, you know, so food, perishables. Interesting crack anyway. Oh, you can't half spell that rape. beautiful day. Yep. Well, this is Kirkbride, where the old railway, getting tangled in my teeth here, where the old railway used to be, or the station used to be. Although we won't see it. Well, we will see a railway. We do have to go over an old railway bridge. Look at the state of these roads, my God. This is the railway bridge, and the station was just over there. I think from a petrol point of view, I'm going to head towards my old local petrol station at White Close Gate, just outside Houghton, because I stopped there for petrol yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. No, day before, Thursday. When I was out with the dog, and it was actually cheaper there for petrol than Tesco's, so might as well take advantage of that. Like, that was for your standard unleaded, like. I don't know whether the super unleaded is any cheaper, but you would imagine so, so that's where I'm heading anyway. Excuse me. So there's some recent repairs to the road here. It's nice to see. There was a lot of nasty little potholes on here last time we came this way. Still is, in fact. the old fellow I was talking to says he had a few BSAs in his time. I was trying to tell him that they've started up again, but are owned by an Indian company. I think it's an Indian company anyway, but I told him it was an Indian company that owned it. Didn't look too pleased. Yeah. A little bikeist. It's a gorgeous day. This is a nice part of the world, you know. Nice and flat for cycling as well. Oh, God, Bennett. What is it with me in traffic lights? What's that about, Mark? Have to close on this road as well. I think it needs it, like. Definitely needs some repairs done to it anyway. yeah, what was I talking about earlier? Bikes, or new bikes. Like I say, there's a good chance that I'll probably just keep this bike, like, but I am looking at others. I don't think I'll get another bike alongside this one, you know, as a two bike sort of crack. That is a possibility as well. I'd love an old, like, 80s, 90s bike, like. But you know, it's the cost, of course. Cost of keeping it going and that. And of course, if it's it would have to be something different to this, really. Although I would like a VF800, but you know, you'd want something that was, you know, different, eh? You know, perhaps not a sports bike. I don't think I'd go down the route of, like, which a lot of vloggers have, you know, going down the route of, you know, getting a Royal Enfield Interceptor, you know what I mean? I think some of them have just done it for views, to be honest. Particularly that Missenden Flyer. Oh my god, I'm watching some of his crack with his Interceptor. Jesus. How much he blimmin' spent on it and what have you. And the recent one with his replacing the shocks. You know, like, I'm not a real mechanic myself or anything, but Jesus. Like, I didn't actually watch his video, I was watching Dirty Garage guy, Matt, doing his thing. Some learners up ahead. Nice to see. New blood. Got a friend who's, I've just one of my friends passed away recently, and there was at the funeral there was another friend of mine there. He's talking about getting a motorbike. I said to him, just do it, man, just do it. You know, just go and get your CBT or whatever it is, and, you know, start getting the lessons. You know, it's a step you've got to make if you want to do it. I wouldn't like to go through all that again, like, you know, well, I wouldn't like to go through it full stop. You know, obviously I got my license when all you did was like the CBT sort of crack, and then rode around while somebody watched. to get your full licence. Bar. Yeah, I'll get petrol at my old filling station. So I might as well say my goodbyes. So if you've been watching, thanks for watching. I know there's not been much interesting going on, like it's just me talking shite as usual, but if you have been watching, it is much appreciated. If you've subscribed, it's appreciated, definitely. Like I say, it's humbling that so many people have subscribed to the channel. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, bloody lights, eh? I'm telling you, what is it with being blooming lights? So as I say, if you've been watching, it's much appreciated. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and ride safe. So, peace out.